This is the future.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, Sequel Green here and welcome to another video. So as usual we're going to take a look at some story pips and with a special pip at the end. That's gonna be quite interesting. You might have guessed it from the title or the thumbnail, but we're going to open up with a Black Manta fight with Vixen and Brainiac, and this guy is below the 600 mil threshold, and we did more than that in previous fights with Black Manta, so if everything goes well we should obviously be able to clear this one. Again, we're kind of reliant on the crits and lethals on that, so there's still gonna be some RNG involved, but for the most part we should have this one cleared. Also keep in mind that we have a level 7 Beta Club on Manta, we have a level 6 Sword of Sen on Brainiac, and we have a level 8 Sword of Salvation on Vixen. And for the most part I think Vixen has been pulling decent damages for me in soul raids at the very least. And also in league raids, like, I think at this point it's safe to say if you are using Beta Club that Vixen is gonna be a better option than Just League Flash. If you do not have the Beta Club, then still go with Just League Flash. And what I'm trying to optimize with this pip is tagging in my Brainiac as soon as possible, but sometimes it just doesn't feel right to tag him in as soon as the tagging expires, because that's right after the swipe right, and if I tag him after the swipe right, the game will kind of read that as a normal tag-in, not a tag-in in the middle of the combo, and if the game does that, then it's not gonna be that much guaranteed. Doing the vibe check tag-in, where I do a swipe and a hit, and it's 9 stacks, we just need to do this one more time actually. There we go, Brainiac back in there, special 1. Blocking that, Manta back in. Combo interrupting again. And now we're going to look forward to doing a super move on close to a 40 hit combo. I mean, I don't think I necessarily should have gone all the way to that point. I think I should have done that straight away, because the damage from the super move itself was not that high. We're doing this mainly for the purposes of increasing our damage overall. Combo interrupting again, and we're going to go with a special 3 here. And we're going to do a jump attack. There we go, we set the dot value at 5.3. And now we're going to do normal hits. You can do this 3 times if you do a jump attack, and after that you'll need to combo and drop. Use super move over there, but that's fine. That's special 3. Jump attack. 3 hits. 3 hits. 3 hits. Combo interruption 3 hits. Combo interruption 3 hits. And into another special 3 here. And this is gonna be actually a close one, but hopefully we can manage to pull that one off. A lot of fights in this video are gonna be close ones for some reason. But yeah, combo interrupting again, and another special 3, and there we go. He should die any minute here. Please, please, my dudes. Ah, there we go. 4 seconds left. Not that close. Not that close, if we're being honest here. Okay, now moving on to the next fight. We're going to have Raven plus King this time against Green Arrow. Because I was like, we used first of all over here Raven plus League of Anarchy against this dude, and that cleared up a decent amount of his health. All the way until this point, and it was a mistake because I should have used Deathstroke first to deal that percentage health damage, because Deathstroke is gonna deal more damage the more health the enemy has, because he deals percentage of the enemy's current health. So if their current health is lower, then using Deathstroke after League of Anarchy is not gonna be a good thing. But you can still use King with Raven, because I think the combination of the two can deal enough damage to clean this one up. Another special 1 in there. King back in, the exact same artifacts that you saw on the previous team, with the Sword of Salvation now being equipped on Raven. Raven back in there. Special 1 there. King back in. Special 3, and yeah, my bad there, really my bad there. I messed up and the special 3 got blocked. And that's kind of the worst thing you can do with Confluent Sakuma, getting your first special 3 blocked, because like your first 3 special 3s, the ones that deal percentage health damage, because for some reason the percentage health damage is gonna be also reduced by the enemy blocking, so we lost a ton. We lost a huge chunk on that one. But it is what it is, we move forward, Raven in there to reset the darkness. Blocking with King back in. Into another special 3, there we go, re-engage the combo. Raven back in. Into another special 1, there we go. King back in there. And we're going to also get a super move out of the way. 15 mil, a reasonable amount there. And he blocked my Raven tag, and that's great. That's fine though. Blocking the tagging happens, okay? But interrupting the tagging with basics, that's something I can't vibe with. It's pretty clear at this point that we're gonna have no trouble killing this dude. Getting back in there for most likely the last tagging of the fight. Special train there. There we go, he's dead. He's finished. Now, talking about percentage health damage, moving on to the next fight, we're going to have my boy, Deathstroke. So at this point, this was kind of the highest health fight that was left. It was just her, and after that we could either move on to the next tier of sub-bosses or challenge this tier boss, which is Flash. But we're gonna get into that after this fight. So first up, we're dropping Deathstroke plus Silver Banshee. It was a little bit of a mistake to have dropped Deathstroke plus Multiverse and kept the Silver Banshee team as a standalone team, but it's too late for regrets now. And yeah, that was my first and only attempt to come and drop this dude with a special 2 in there. Let's try to not do that anymore. Backing off, re-engage the combo into another special 2. Backing off again. I mean, now Deathstroke is built, so we're pretty much taking no damage. I mean, I do have maxed out defense on him, just because of his terrible taggings, and I didn't want to risk him dying because of that. But the health is going to mostly come from the artifacts. Other than that, he's built fully damage-oriented rather than defense. And as soon as his tagging issues get fixed, and he's a little bit more smooth to play, I think I'll remove the defense for some more tag, because I never like having defense on damage dealers, okay? And she's just gonna spam that special 1, and looking back on it, I think we should have used Sword of Salvation on Deathstroke instead of Sword of Sin. But at the same time, I was like, I'm not even gonna check if she's gonna get power drained or not, because I'd rather have the Sword of Salvation on Reverse Flash when it gets to playing Silver Banshee afterwards. That was still a percentage damage health thing, so we're gonna keep going until it doesn't show. And there we go, it didn't show. Silver Banshee in there, using the special 2 to inflict the torment. So now we can disable her abilities. Special 1. We have the All Blades on Silver Banshee, actually. Silver Banshee is gonna, and Multiverse Armor Superior are gonna use All Blades until ages. So yeah. Backing off a bit, special 1. Reverse Slash back in. Gonna tank that special 2. Boy, she's wildly swinging there. I think that's her special 2 if I'm not wrong. Might be wrong about that one though. Reverse Slash back in, re-engage the combo. Silver Banshee back in, special 3. In the last minute where the power generation is the highest, I don't really need Power Girl, but that's because I have Sword of Salvation. Even in the last minute without Power Girl, you'll struggle with Silver Banshee power generation with this gameplay. But we don't, thankfully. Re-engage the combo. Silver Banshee back in, special 3. Backing off, special 1. Reverse Slash back in. Gonna block that again. Re-engage the combo, Silver Banshee back in, special 3. Backing off a bit, special 1. Reverse Slash back in. Gonna block that special 1. Re-engage the combo, Silver Banshee in there, special 3, there we go, that's gonna be the best this team can do here. And again, more damage with more boss health, so this one was quite on the low side of things. Now, I'm gonna speed the League of Anarchy fight because, look, this thing out of all the fights is gonna be the absolutely most repeatable one with 0 variables as long as the enemy is stunnable. So we stun with Arkham Knight Batman, we tag Harley and deal some damage, Arkham Knight Batman back in, stun, Harley back in, dealing some damage. That's pretty much gonna be the whole fight and doing super move at the start because it helps in terms of damage. And I'm using All Blades on Harley, and I'm not sure if it's because I got to this heroic that it happens, but it seems to pull lower values than Sword of Salvation. Like, they were quite close previously, but now All Blade is pulling quite lower values with like heroic 6. So as soon as you get there, all the characters are gonna have a weird buff that they get, which is gonna be the thing that says they are resistant to a certain type of damage, and it's gonna be to all bosses. So I guess they have increased damage resistances in high heroics. I don't know. Maybe it's that. Maybe I'm just tripping. But yeah, there's the Harley team almost being able to one-shot the... Actually, I'm one-shotting it. 1 second left. There we go. Almost not being able to one-shot it. Now I could have used, I could have fought Flash, but I chose to move up to the next tier of sub-bosses. Because I had only the Batmanja team at my disposal. And I was like, I mean, the Batmanja team can do an okay job, but it can't one-shot him. And if we move up to the next tier sub-bosses, we're gonna have a far better time in terms of damage. So that's what we're doing here with this team. And I'm gonna leave Boss Flash for today's stream, so make sure you tune in. I'll see you there. I'll see you there. Make sure you tune in for today's stream, and we're going to one-shot Boss Flash pretty much. But yeah, we get hit over there a bit, but we're fine, we're fine. The thing is, I didn't figure out at the start the combo interruption pattern for this one, because she's in a very similar situation to Boss Deathstroke, if I think about it, because both of them are going to take a little bit more time than you'd expect for them to start attacking you. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, but you need to adjust the point where you try and do the actual combo interruption compared to when fighting other characters. And as soon as we figure that out, we're gonna be fine. Resetting the special 2 to keep that dot damage up. Combo interrupting again. Combo interrupting again. Again, trying to keep the high dot values. Don't touch swipe rights and swipe ups or swipe downs if you see a high value until that expires. Resetting that, and we get trashier values. Resetting that again. And we got 12 mil. Okay, 12 mil, close to 13 mil. I think we're fine with that. 13 mil, there we go. I think we're fine with that amount. We're gonna just let that one expire. I think that was kind of the highest one. So I think that happens when the swipe that activates it is gonna be a crit, a lethal, and also triggering the Grodd passive, giving me increased damage every 5th hit. And no, trying to purposefully do that is not gonna be optimal, and you shouldn't try it, and just be thankful on when it happens. We're going to try and reset here again. Bad resets here. Terrible dot damage again. Boy, I mean, it just blows my mind how it can go from like 10 mil to barely 100k. I mean, I understand how it works, but the difference in damage just doesn't make sense sometimes. Yeah, here we had some trouble resetting to a decent dot value, but there we go, finally a 5 mil dot value. I'll stick with that, getting close to 6 mil as we keep stacking the lethal. That's okay for now, considering what we've been through in the past few seconds. That's gonna be okay. Again, trying to not reset that because it's a 6 mil. Special tree in there. 7.7, that's fine. That's a fine value. Come on, chopping again. Come on, shopping again. And we're again at 11 mil, I think. Okay, so that was it for the Batmanja team fight. I think this might actually be the highest damage I've ever done with a Batmanja team in this already, which is 850 mil. Now, getting into the highlight of the video, we are going to have my boy Swamp Thing against the boss Batwoman. And yeah, I mean, look. About the last videos, a lot of you complained that, oh, it was something plus Raven. Oh, it was something plus Raven plus Beta Club. I mean, who was expecting something to actually deal some decent damage himself? And look, for all the people watching, because there's some new players watching this channel, don't build something, he's absolutely garbage. All the damage that we're going to deal here is mostly because of the fact that we have a level 8 Sword of Salvation and a level 6 Sword of Sin buffing his ass up, okay? And we're gonna have all blades on something, with some increased damage on the special tree. And as I said previously, something is actually gonna work surprisingly well with all blades if the fight is combo interruptible. Because as you'll see here in a second, he's gonna be easily able to tag in with only one special tree and tag out just in time. Because his animation is almost perfect. If it was like half a second longer, it would be even better. But this man is able to get in there straight into a special tree, and this allows him to easily use that special tree, the full extent of it, onto all the 4 all blade stacks. That's gonna be quite some decent damage for him. And yet again, on the single values that we got from something, though, I might be comparing it to the situation where we use Raven. Look, I might be comparing it to the situation where we use Raven. That's why some of those values might seem lower to me. But it's gonna be quite decent. It's actually close to the amount of damage my king does one special tree on the other account where I don't have high level artifacts, and that's just sad to an extent. Look, that's just sad to an extent, and it's more than the Multiverse team does by special tree on the other account sometimes. Like, yeah, the power of these soul raid artifacts, ladies and gentlemen, our special tree in there. Bro, the gameplay we're doing here is just too smooth. Obviously, you can't do this if the enemy is not combo interruptible, because you can't have that smooth of a time with flash in there. Combo interrupting again, and honestly, look, the Multiverse team on this account has just a 5-star Multiverse Armored Supergirl that's not even level 70, so it's gonna deal significantly lower damage than you'd expect. So honestly, look, maybe the Multiverse team, if I actually used the proper one, would have done slightly more damage here, but nah, bro, Swamp Thing is holding his own pretty damn well here. Combo interrupting again, there are Swamp Thing tagging. Boy, if I was streaming at this time, it would be the time when I would start receiving comments about use Red Hood, use Red Hood. Do you think I forgot about Red Hood? Yes, I actually did. I actually did forget about Red Hood. I just remember at last second with 2 seconds left out of the fight. Oh boy, we got the Red Hood in there. We might as well tag him in if we want those extra seconds. Flashback in there, we're gonna struggle a bit with power generation, and obviously we dislodged her from the corner, but she's back in there. But yeah, no more 4 All Blaze stacks on Swamp Thing, that's obvious, but he's gonna run just fine on 3 of them. Decent amount of damages again. We're gonna keep him in the fight, because even if I tagged in and back out and back in, I don't think do it have enough power for one less special tree. And there we go, ladies and gentlemen, my best performance so far with Swamp Thing, with no Beta Club, no Raven, just raw Swamp Thing, 45 mil damage. Let's go, and I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye.
This is the future.